Greetings, glorious people, wherever you may be tuning in today, whether it is on YouTube, whether it is on Instagram, whether it is, mostly YouTube and Instagram. Anyways, today, guys, I am here to talk to you about the reason that we shouldn't be counting the days whenever we're trying to get rid of an addiction. We shouldn't be counting how many days we're quote-unquote sober. Now, this may sound counterintuitive because every sort of mainstream source is going to be telling you to count the days. You know, when you get into AA, you got those little chips. Those little chips that are going to tell you how long you've been sober for. Those little celebration trophies that we got going on. But I'm here to tell you how that might actually be hurting your progress instead of perpetuating your progress. Because you are putting yourself in the mind state of someone who is addicted. Okay? Do you think that people that go through lives in a normal fashion, who live lives with normal identities that do not include the identity of addict, do you think that those people walk through life counting the days that they've been off of things? No, they don't go counting the days that they've been off of things because they don't have to, because they live their lives in a normal fashion. It doesn't even register to them to count said days. Okay, because when you're counting days, you're actually feeding into that whole identity. You're feeding into the identity of an addict. You're feeding into the identity of an alcoholic. You're feeding into the identity of a porn addict. You know, these are all things like NoFap, for instance. We have these NoFap counters, places where we have to count like how much, we press a button to count how many days we haven't, taken a wank, which I think personally is ridiculous. I'm coming at you with this line of thought, this line of reasoning from personal experience. I found that if we get too nitty-gritty with these things, place too much emphasis on how long we've been off of something, then we really, whenever we so-called relapse, whenever we fall off the wagon, then all of a sudden, all of this shame starts to set in. All of this pressure that we've put on ourselves has finally crumbled, to pieces. It's like, oh, now I need to put more pressure on myself, more pressure to do better. I need to be better. Actually, what you should be doing is just relaxing, guys. These counters, these chips, in my personal opinion, now they may work for some people. Guys, if it works for you, great. But from my experience, from what I've seen happen to people, is they put so much pressure on themselves to be absolutely perfect. And when they have to get rid of that chip, when they have to reset that counter back to zero, their lives fall apart. All of a sudden, they have to start from the beginning. Instead of using it as a means to celebrate, we're using it as a means to self-flagellate. It becomes something that we use to whip ourselves with. Guys, can you not see that this is detrimental to your progress in life? The people that live without these heavy identities don't do these things. Instead of copying the people that live with these heavy identities, these self-limiting identities, don't you think we should try and emulate the people that don't live with those self-restricting belief systems? And if so, why are you counting? I found with myself, for example, with NoFap and all this kind of stuff, when I was counting obsessively, all the time I used to fail. And it used to not take me too long to fail. And even if I made it through long streaks, the pressure that would be on me because of the counting, because of the excessive pressure, the excessive need to be perfect that I placed on myself. This need to be on the streak for as long as possible. Do you know that there are people who can just do that stuff and just reset? They don't even think about it. They don't have to freaking put a counter on it. They don't have to recount. They don't have to start from the beginning again. They just lead their lives normally. That is who we should be going after, guys. This marks the end of my rant. Stop counting the days that you're sober. Stop counting the days that you haven't watched porn. Stop counting the days. Because normal people don't count the days. We want to be acting from that identity. Okay? We want to be acting from the non-addict identity, not the addict identity. Why are we emulating other addicts? We should be emulating non-addicts. Then don't say that you can't. Are you really that attached to that identity? And if you are, ask yourself, is it benefiting you? Anyways, guys, hope you've enjoyed this video and have a wonderful day.